Dean had 5 or 6 pages. I just got this. Okay? So you guys are pretty safe. I'm Jerry Bloomgren. I'm married. I'm Gary's brother-in-law. I'm married to Debbie, his older sister. So I'm gonna start. I can't start with like Dean did when he was a little kid, but I'll start in 1971. It was in October 1971, and I just got back from the service, and Bill Phillips, he had started, and Alan Jones, and they had started this group of Christian singers, and I think Rachel, you were there that night, and Carrie, you were there, and your sister was there too, and Sherry Himes was there, and Alan Jones was there. I remember that, and Alan's wife Linda, and they sang songs, and in between sometimes in between the songs, somebody would say something, and right next to the last song, Gary Briggs said he said he's only 15. He's 15 years old, folks, and Gary said, he goes, I don't know what heaven's going to be like when I get there. He goes, but I read in the Bible what hell was like, and he goes, I surely don't want anybody to go there. And that night, Alan said, at the end, he says, everybody close their eyes now, and they prayed, and they said, anybody that wants to accept Christ now, just raise your hand. And I know my hand was the first one up. That was 1971. 1974, Gary got a dirt bike, right? And he was so excited. And I had a street bike. I immediately sold my street bike and bought a dirt bike so we could ride bikes together. We did that for a long time. One time he said, I don't think my sister likes me that good anymore because we spend too much time together. But quite frankly, when I spent time with Gary and Fuzz, that was here. He was really, a lot of people know him by Fuzz. When I spent time with Gary and Fuzz and Craig, everything was okay. So that was 1974. 1976, Gary and I were down in Russell, and Ray had this building down there that he owned, and Gary and I were working on it. And we were working all day long. Gary had never had a girlfriend before. And that day, all he talked about was this girl named Karen. Man, I got like, wow, this girl must be something. He never had a girlfriend. So I remember that day he said to me, he goes, Jerry, he goes, I had a Porsche then. He says, can I drive your Porsche to Indiana to see Karen? And I said, yes, you can. And I remember this just like it was yesterday when he left. I lived on Main Street then. Kids don't remember that, but you weren't born yet. And of course you can't remember it. And I was sitting on the side of the bank, and he got in that Porsche, and he drove away. And I prayed that day. I prayed. I said, Lord, please make Karen love him. Because I didn't want him to get hurt. Because he loved you so much. It was like, and you know something? You did. But God answered my prayer because I know that you loved him. So when I came in, and Matt told me, he goes, tell some stories, Jerry, tell some stories. So that was 1974, no, 76, 1979. I decided I was going to build a house. So Gary says to me, he goes, I'll help you. I won't charge you a penny. I won't help. But when we get done with your house, I'll probably buy something and you can help me. We'll just trade. I said, okay. So for 13 months, Gary and I worked and we built this house, right? And then he bought this old, like Dean talked about, that house on Pine Street. It was bad. It was real bad, right? And 5 years later, we got that house done. And he said to me, Jerry, he goes, I don't think you got a very good deal on this. I said, yeah, but you know something? I was like, I don't care. Because I could be with you, it was okay. That was 1979, 80.